Hey travelers, today I'll be cycling through the stunning Guérande salt marshes, a landscape shaped by nature and tradition. Along the way, we'll stumble upon natural wonders, charming villages, and uncover some important historical sites that tell the story of this incredible region. Let's ride together into discovery.
We will be in the air approximately 2 hours.
Welcome to the salt marshes of Guérande, where earth, sea, and sky come together in a timeless dance, and nature's quiet artistry stretches to the horizon. Good evening, travelers. We've made it to the Guérande salt marshes. Here's a little explanation of what they are and what they do. Seawater first enters the main inlet, following into long canals that guide it inland. From there, it reaches the vasière, where clay settles and the water begins to concentrate. The water then travels into the salt pond, spreading into the saline. Here, under the sun and wind, it evaporates, leaving behind the famous Guérande sea salt. They're rakes, and then rake the salt onto the little circles. They take the salt, they put it into wheelbarrows. Everything that's been collected will go to a pile right here. Here you have a sorting station, and then will be sorted, then we'll put into boxes, and then will be taken to the warehouses. For over 1,000 years, these intricate networks of basins have been shaped by human hands using techniques passed down since the medieval times. The salt known as fleur de sel was once called white gold. So prized, it fueled trade and prosperity across Brittany. Even today, paludiers known as salt harvesters still use traditional wooden tools to gather the precious crystals, relying on sun, wind, and tides, just as their ancestors did. But these salt marshes are more than just a place of work. They're a living ecosystem, a sanctuary for hundreds of bird species. You might spot the elegant black-winged stilt, with its stilt-like legs tiptoeing across the shallow waters, or the elusive Eurasian spoonbill sifting the mud with its strange flat beak. Migratory birds find refuge here too, curlews, redshanks, and terns, all drawn to the briny waters and abundance of life. The Guérande salt marshes are an official Natura 2000 site, protected for the vital role they play in biodiversity. So whether you're here for the salt, the scenery, or the serenity, the marshes of Guérande tell a story that's still being written, one of harmony, heritage, and the delicate balance between people and the natural world. We're gonna go left over here, then we're gonna go towards the north. So yeah, that's the plan. So right over there, we have a town called Guérande. This is a town that owns the salt marshes, and it's also where they sell the salt. And so the salt is sold all around the world from there, and it's also shipped out, so that's the interesting thing. So here we have the Museum of the Salt, also known as Le Guérande, and it's also where all the salages are, where the salt is stored, and some of it is sold from here. Now we made it to l'Erga, and as you can see over there, we have a restaurant called La Petite Casquette, and they're very famous for their super long sausage, so me and my family sometimes would go there. Everything is going okay so far. There are just a few cars that were super close to my bike. I guess those are the locals here. Sometimes they just want to pass through because you're too slow. But otherwise, I'm just listening to music and enjoying the ride. And honestly, super beautiful. It's too bad it couldn't be a bit sunnier. So over there is a town called La Turbanne. We're not going there today. And now we're going towards the south. And we're going to go to Pen-Bron. As you can see behind me, we're in a pine forest. This is the pine forest of Pen-Bron. If we keep going this way on the road, we'll end up at the peninsula, the end of it. And then we're gonna take a boat ride to go to another village, which is across the opening of the channel into the ocean. And then I'll show you around that place, so yeah. Now, as you can see, we made it to the Pen-Bron sand dunes. They spread across like this. It's like the longest stretch of the little peninsula we're on right now. And yeah, it's really beautiful. Then we are gonna keep going this way. If you see that church over there, which is right there, the village we have to go to, but we have to cross the sea and we're gonna take a boat. And the great thing is that they allow bikes on there. Before we go there, I'd like to show you something over there. Welcome to the windswept coast and dunes of Pen-Bron. Today, this serene landscape is a paradise, but hidden among the sands are echoes of a darker past. During World War II, German forces built part of the Atlantic Wall here. As you explore Pen-Bron, you'll find a place where nature reclaims what war once scarred. So right now we're on top of one of the dunes. We can see both sides, the seaside, also the channel side. We're about to go into a little cemetery, which is in the middle of the dune. We're gonna take a walk in there. Tucked away quietly behind the dunes of La Turballe, facing the salt marshes and the open sea, lies the Cimetière de Pen-Bron, a place of silence, memory, and forgotten stories. This small cemetery holds the remains of patients from the former Pen-Bron Sanatorium, a seaside medical facility founded in the late 19th century where children and adults were treated for tuberculosis, polio, and other chronic illnesses. In an age before antibiotics, isolation was often the only treatment. Pen-Bron was both refuge and a final resting place. Today, the Cimetière de Pen-Bron remains largely untouched. No grand monuments, no crowds, just the quiet presence of time, the whispers of the wind, and the enduring dignity of those who rest here. But we just got out of the cemetery. RIP to those who passed away of tuberculosis. Only bad news is that there's gonna be a little bit of rain, I feel. But yeah, wish me luck. Let's make it to the shuttle. I hope they don't cancel it because of the rain, but you know, we'll see. If they do, then I'll just bike the other way around. Hey travelers, I want to thank TimeToProductions who lent me their videos on the beautiful birds of the Guérande salt marshes, and I also want to give a thanks to my good friend Jules Francis for lending me the music on this video. I hope you like, share, subscribe. I hope you're excited for part 2. Let's get it.